Hello everyone, welcome to the Selenium Java training solution. Okay, so in the first module we have seen how we can record using IDE, how to install IDE, how you can record something, how you can add verification point and all. So in this video what I am going to cover, I'll show you now what is the use of echo command, storeVars and storeEval command, and use of store command and everything. Okay, later we will see how we can write our own function in user extension.js and how we can use it. Okay, so let's start with it. So let me open the IDE. So if you want to print anything, okay, the print command in IDE, so that command you have to use echo. Echo is the similar as the printf command in C. If you type anything like learning Selenium IDE, so I will go to the log file and run it. You can see echo we are learning Selenium IDE. So echo is just like a print command. If you type anything, it's going to print accordingly. Okay, if you type here 4 plus 4 and run here, you can see 4 plus 4. Okay, exactly whatever you will be writing here, you are going to see all this thing in the log file. So echo is nothing but it's just a simple print command. Whatever you are going to write in the target field, you will get the output as the same. Okay, that is the use of echo command. ABCD, I run it, echo ABCD. Okay, so that is the use of echo command. Now next come to the important command, that is called store. What is the store command? Store command we use in the IDE if we want to store any value into a variable. Okay, for example, in the normal programming language, how we assign the value to a variable? We write the data type, right? For example, integer, we write x equals to 1000. So in the IDE we use store. Okay, if I want to write store x equals to 1000, what I need to do here? You write store. In the target field you have to write what value I have to give. In the value field you have to write the name of the variable. Okay, most of the people do the mistake, in the target field they put x, in the value field they put 1000. No, it's not like that. If you select the store command and go to the reference tab, you can see first you have to pass the expression, then the variable name. Okay, so in the first command you have to pass the expression, then the variable name, as I told you right earlier in module. Like all these things whatever we are using in the command field, those are nothing but internal JavaScript functions, and whatever we are writing in target and value field, we are passing basically the parameter for those functions. Okay, so if you want to assign any value, if you want to write x equal to 1000, you have to write in the target field 1000 and value field x. Now if you want, we can print the value of x also. What is the command for printing? Echo. Let's write echo x. Let's see what will be the output in that case. If I run it, see I am getting echo x. This is not what I want. What I want that echo should print the value of x, that is 1000. I don't want to print x here. So what you need to do for that? You have to put $sign and you have to put this bracket. We called it, someone call it second bracket, someone call it flower bracket, whatever you call it. Okay, if you put it like this, then what will happen? If you put in the after $sign in the flower bracket, if you put x, that time IDE will search for the value of that variable and it will print the value. Now if I clear the log and run it, now you can see it's printing echo 1000. Can you see? Earlier it was printing echo x, now it's printing echo 1000. If you want, you can add some string also here, like value of x equals to. Okay, if I run it, value of x equals to 1000. Okay, so this is the way we can print the value of some variable. Now for example, I want to write something x1 equals to x. How you can do it? The same way. You can use the store function. Store here you can write the value is x. I want to store it into a variable x1, but if you write x1, it will take x, not the value of x. So in the target field, if I want to write the value of x, what should I write? I should write $, flower bracket x, then x1. That means now x1 will, that means x1 equals to x. That means x1 equals to 1000 now. If I run it, the log you can see. Okay, and yeah, let me print it so that you can see. Echo, here I am writing value of x1 equals to $, x1. I'll run it. Now can you see value of x1 equals to 1000. Okay, so this is the way you can assign one value to another variable also. Variable of one value to another variable. Okay, now let me assign one more value. Store, for example, 20 into a variable x2. Now I am printing it. Echo value of x2 equals to x2. Let me run this. Value of x2 equals to 20 and x1 equals to 1000. Okay, so what we did, we assigned two variable x1 and x2. We put x1 equals to 1000 and x2 equals to 20. Okay, so now I have to add it, for example. Okay, so I have to do some addition operation in target field. So store command, whenever we use store command, before that I want to talk about that. Store command, whenever you store, assign any value to any variable. Okay, inside IDE there is an inbuilt array. Okay, remember there is an inbuilt array. The name of the array is storedVars. IDE stores all the value into that array. Okay, the array name is storedVars. S is small, S-T-O-R-E-D, V is capital, V-A-R-S, storedVars. Okay, so one array gets created where all the variable, all the value of this variable gets saved there. So it's like here, like this. Okay, as soon as you use store command and you put some value to some variable, what is happening? So one array gets created inside IDE. Okay, and it's stored, like initially it's stored x equals to say 1000. Now whenever you put this x equals to x1, so what is happening? One more value it's stored here, like x1 equals to 1000. Now after that what we use? We use 20 x2 store. So x2 equals to 20. So and stored in this array, and the name of the array is, sorry, small s, storedVars. Okay, so there is an inbuilt array inside IDE name as storedVars, and whenever you use store command and assign to any value to any variable, everything gets stored inside that array called storedVars. Okay, now if you want to perform some operation here in the target field, okay, I will come to the storedVars later. We have to use the storeEval command. When we have to use the storeEval command, for example, if you want to perform some JavaScript operation and any operation in the target field. Okay, so let's try to first add x1 and x2. Okay, you have to use store capital E-V-A-L, storeEval. Okay, now in the target field you can do some operation, like for example I am doing x1 plus x2 and I am storing into a variable add. Okay, now echo, I want to print the value of addition. Addition equals to $add. So let's see what it's print. If I run it, through an exception, x1 is not define, it's saying. It cannot figure out the x2. So I cannot put, so this line also you can see in the red color. Okay. So what it is saying, it cannot figure out what is x1 because I am trying to add x1 with x2. Actually I have to take the value of x1 and I have to add it. So dollar, the flower bracket you put, here also same way dollar, the flower bracket you put. Now what it will do, it will take the value of x1 and it will take the value of x2 and it's going to add. So let me clear the log and run it. Now can you see addition equal to 1020. Okay, so it's taking the value of x1 and it's taking the value of x2 and it's adding both the value and the addition is result is 1020. Okay. Now as I told you, whenever you store any value inside any variable using the store command, everything gets stored in an array called storedVars, which is an inbuilt array inside IDE. You can take the value from that array also. How you can take? For example, you can do like this, storedVars. Okay, in the bracket quote if you put x1, so what it will do? It will take the value of the x1. Okay, and it will try to add with x2 and it will, and x1 plus x2, the value will be stored into the variable called add and it will print add. So let's see now it's adding or not. Okay, I am doing it step by step, I am not doing jumping directly and adding it. So let's see what is the issue we are facing here. See, here is showing 1020, not 1020, right? Basically it's doing the concatenation. It's taking 1000 first, then after that it put 20 next to the 1000. So instead of adding, it's just concatenating. Why it is happening? Because whenever anything stored inside a storedVars array, it's stored in the form of a string. So basically what here we are trying to do, we are trying to add one string with an integer. So instead of perform the addition operation, it's just concatenating. 1000 is a string, so with the 1000 string, I am adding a number called 20. So it is just concatenating. Instead of addition, it is doing 1000, then it's concatenated with 20. So what I have to do, I have to first convert this string into a number, right? Then only the addition will perform. So how to convert a string into a number? For that you need to use JavaScript function. The JavaScript function for converting a string into a number is new number. Okay, remember n is small, new, then number n is capital. New number, you have to give the space and as it is exactly, otherwise it will not going to work. Okay, so I put like this. Now what I am going to do, if I run, now what is happening? storedVars will take the value of x in the form of a string. Now I am converting this string 1000 into a number. Now after that I am adding 1000 and 20. Now two number I am adding. Now it should give me 1020 correctly. Clearing the log and I am running it. See, now can you see 1020? Okay, so this is the way you can perform some operation. So that is a very important question normally you will face in the interview. What is the use of store? What is the storeEval function? What is the storedVars? So store is an inbuilt JavaScript function through which you can store some value to some variable. That is, you can assign one value to any variable. And storeEval is a function, like if you want to perform some scripting in the target field, you have to use storeEval function. Like here I am performing some JavaScript operation, right? New number, I am taking the value of the storeEval and I am, here it is, I am adding it with x2. Okay, some JavaScript operation I am performing. So in that case you have to use storeEval. And what is storedVars? storedVars is nothing but an inbuilt array inside IDE. Whenever you assign any value to any variable, everything gets stored inside an array called storedVars. It's an inbuilt array in IDE. Okay, so this is the difference between storeEval and storedVars. Now using storeEval you can do some more operation also, not only like number. Okay, so I did here addition operation. Now you can try with multiplication, division, subtraction and all these things. Okay, now you can play with the string also if you want with using the storeEvals. Now let's see, I am creating a new test case. Now store, I am storing some value, for example, what to say, Selenium IDE. Okay, I am storing it into a variable called say variable 1. Now how can I print the value? Echo, right? As I told you, echo dollar this bracket variable 1. If I run it, Selenium ID. Okay, echo is printing. Now what I have to do? I have to say convert it into a uppercase, the full thing Selenium ID. If I want to convert it into uppercase, what I need to do? I need to use the JavaScript function, right? So as I know, whenever I stored any value into a variable, everything stored inside an array called storedVars. So you have to take the value of variable 1 from that array and we have to convert it. So if I want to perform any JavaScript operation in the target, we have to use storeEval function, right? So let me use it, storeEval. Okay, now in the target field, what I have to do? I have to take the value of that variable. How to take? storedVars variable 1, right? Now if you want to convert any string into an uppercase or lowercase, the JavaScript function is 2 uppercase or 2 lowercase accordingly. Okay, that you should know what's the JavaScript function name. So if you want to convert any string into an uppercase, the JavaScript function name is 2 uppercase. Okay, so you have to use dot 2 uppercase. Remember, T is small, then U is capital. Sorry, excuse me, U is capital. Again C is capital. You have to be very careful. If you do some mistake, it is not going to work. So I am giving that value. Now I am storing it into a variable called variable 1. Sorry, earlier one is variable 1, say variable 2. So what is happening? I am taking the value of variable 1 from that storedVars array and I am converting into an uppercase and storing it into variable 2. Okay, now let's print it. Echo dollar symbol variable 2. Okay, so let's see whether it's converting or not. See, Selenium ID fully in capital, the full thing in capital. Okay, so this is the use of storeEval function. If you want to perform any JavaScript operation in the target field, okay, and you want to store the output to into some variable, then you have to use the storeEval function. If I select storeEval also in the reference also, you can see. Okay, in the first target field you have to do some scripting, the JavaScript function, and then variable name. The output of that you have to put into some variable. Okay, clear now the use of storeEval and storedVars. Okay, so next what we are going to do, we are going to write our own function. Now these all are inbuilt function, right? IDs, storeEval, and yesterday also I showed you in the module, IDE part 1, the other functions, right? Open, type and all. Now those all are inbuilt function. Those are not written by us. So what you can do, maybe you need some functionality which is not present in IDE. In that case, you need to write your own function. Okay, so next I am going to cover how you can write your own function and use it here. So that whatever the function you write, ABCD, XYZ, function 1, function 2, whatever the things you write, your function also will get displayed here. You can select your function and do the operation accordingly. Okay, that I am going to cover next. That is the use of user extension in IDE and some other wait command and other thing, verification, assertion and other operation. Okay, so that's it from my side today. Okay, Thank you.